then of course you meet people. I've made lifelong friendships with people that I have worked with doing the cruises. That's wonderful. You'll work 6 months maybe with an act, and then 12 years will go by and you'll not see them again. And suddenly you're on a ship again together, and it's happened where it's like it was the next day. Mm-hmm. Like there hadn't been a 12-year gap. And I'm quoting 12 years because that literally was an experience I had. I worked with a guy, it was actually in a show I was in Reno at Harrah's. I worked with this guy, 12 years go by and suddenly we're on a ship again, and it was literally like the next day.
Very cool.
We just picked right up where we left off.
That's great.
And it's been, you know, what I didn't necessarily achieve in, you know, superstardom and fortune and all of that has been more than compensated for in being able to look back and go, that was a fun ride, and I didn't miss out on anything.
Now, you are known for your manipulation skills. You've taught in Japan at the convention.
Yes.
Every year here, people were like, when's Dan Horn going to do his manipulation lecture? When you, 50 years down the road, and we're no longer here, what would you hope people would think about when they see your performances or they read about you? How would you, what legacy would you like to leave this art?
Well, when I was a kid, thinking about this, and I was very excited about it. I actually had the opportunity to meet Edgar Bergen and see a show that he did just before he passed away. This was in 78. Yes, I think 78. I think he passed away at the end of September in 78. This was a show he did in July, I think. So that's how close it was. At that time, I was so inspired that I thought, you know, that's what I would really like, is for people to look at me. When people think ventriloquism, they think of me the way they think Edgar Bergen when they think ventriloquist. Well, of course, that's an awfully kind of arrogant way to maybe think of yourself. I want people to think of me, and I've kind of not really since then, as you gain experience. That's not that important to me. What I would like is to hope that as I'm here, I have entertained some people. I've helped people to maybe forget some of their troubles. In return, I've been, blessed by. When I'm on stage, I'm not thinking about my problems either. And I would hope that if anybody 50 years or further down is thinking of me at all, it might be because maybe something I did stand out that would stand the test of time, and that they might go that, I'm glad that we can still see that now so that we can still appreciate it. But if that doesn't happen, I know that at least for up till now, there's been some appreciation shown, and I'm grateful to have had that. When I was very young and very naive, and not really, the pressures of the world can get to you with the economy, and you're worried about making a living, and you're worried, how am I going to get jobs and things like that. Back then, when I was first starting out, I was much more, I don't know what the word is. I looked at it in a different light. I told myself, when I came off the stage, and I'd had a really good experience where everything worked as I'd hoped it would. People laughed, we had a good time, and I walked off the stage just feeling like $1 million. And I told myself, if something so remember this feeling, because if something ever happens that I'm never able to do this again, at least I had the chance to do it once and know what this feels like. and that's more important to me. If people, if I'm forgotten, so be it.
You'll never be forgotten.
But I'm glad, for me, being selfish, that there is no greater feeling to me than getting laughter.
Well, Dan, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so very much.